In this video, we're going to be using percent of increase and percent of decrease to find new amounts. So in this first example, we have 8 meters is increased by 25%. So here, it's telling us that it's going to be increasing. So we're going to use our percent of increase formula. So here, we're going to be setting up a fraction. And it says take the new amount, subtract the old amount, divided by the old amount, and that's supposed to equal our percent of increase. So let's look at our example again. It says 8 meters is increased by 25%. So we already have our percent of increase, which is 25%. So we need to take that 25% and we need to write that as a decimal. So we will take our decimal point and move it 2 times to the left, and put our new decimal. So 25% is actually 0.25. And so that's the number that we are going to write as our percent of increase. Okay, so our percent of increase becomes this number here. Now, we don't know the original amount because that's what we're trying to find. We do have the original amount though, 8 meters. So we'll have x minus 8 divided by 8. And now we want to get the x by itself. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get rid of the divide by 8. And we're going to do that by multiplying each side by 8. Because the inverse operation of division is multiplication. And we'll be able to cross those out. So that's going to leave us with x minus 8 equals 2. Then, to continue to get the x by itself, we are going to add 8 to both sides because that's the inverse operation of subtraction. So those will cancel out, leaving us with x equals 10. So it's going to be increasing from 8 meters to 10 meters. So our new amount is 10 meters. Let's take a look at our other example. Here, we're being told that 50 points is decreased by 26%. So we'll be using our percent of decrease this time, but we're going to set it up very similar. So here our formula says the original amount minus the new amount divided by the original amount, and that equals our percent of decrease. So here we have our percent of decrease, but again, it's been written as a percent. So we're going to take our 26% and we're going to take that decimal and move it 2 times to our left so that we can turn it into a decimal. So 0.26 is going to be our percent of decrease. So we have our fraction, we have our percent of decrease, which is 0.26. And now again, the equation said to take our original amount. So it says 50 points is decreased by 26%. So 50 is our original amount. So we'll have 50 in our original spots, but we don't know what our new amount is. That's what we're trying to find. And so that's going to be our x. So to do this problem, we need to solve for x. So we're going to do the inverse operation of division, which is multiplication, and we're going to multiply both sides by 50. Because that allows us to cancel out the 50s on the left. That's going to leave us with 50 minus x equals 13. And I got the 13 by plugging in 0.26 times 50 into my calculator. Then I'm going to do the inverse operation of a positive 50, which is a negative 50. I'm going to subtract 50 from both sides. That's going to leave me with a negative x equals a negative 37. Now we're not done here because we still have this negative out in front and we don't want that to be there. So to get rid of that, we are simply going to divide both sides by a -1. And that's going to cancel out those negatives. And that's going to leave us with x equals a positive 37. So here, we are seeing that it's going to be decreased from 50 points to 37 points. And that is our solution. So that is how you find new amounts using percent of increase and percent of decrease.